HTC has finally done what none of us thought they could have done. Innovated. Let me tell you, I wrote an article about maybe 2 or 3 days ago about if HTC could really win us back as fans. Um, I've been a long time fan of HTC from pre-Android. We're talking Windows Mobile days, and I used to love their hardware. But lately, I think they've been slipping. Um, there's been so many devices; they all look the same. They were all crap. It was pretty bad for HTC for a while. And even so, the CEO even stepped in and said, "Listen, we need to dial this back a little. We need to really focus on fewer devices and more of an experience and identity and so on and so forth." Uh, this is a good step in that direction. So today they announced two new phones. One is a flagship. One is a lesser device, which is fine, by the way. It's still a very good device. The flagship is called the 8X, and it's Windows Phone. It comes in with a 4.3-inch display, which isn't bad. I feel that's generally a good size screen. That's a sweet spot. 4.3, 4.5, that's definitely a sweet spot. Very comparable to the iPhone. The iPhone's only a 4, so they're still winning that battle if you're that type of person to argue about something like that. Um, it's a Super LCD 2 display, which promises some crisp display and a good color saturation. It's a 720p resolution. On the spec side, it's coming in with a 1.5 dual core megahertz processor with a gig of RAM. And not sure the storage specs. I didn't see anything about that in the announcement, but it'll be either 16 or 32. I haven't been much on storage space, but some people do like to get as much as possible. So hopefully it's a 32. The design, I think, is where they really needed to pull it off, and they did. The design is polycarbonate. If you're familiar with the Lumia series, you know about the polycarbonate. So it's a plastic, and what's really special about it, aside from how durable it is and how well it stands the test of time, like this is my Lumia that I had from day one. You can't see a scratch on it, and that's there's no scratches, there's no chips. This thing fell a few times too. So largely, in fact, due to the polycarbonate, the material is really durable. What I like about it is if you chip it or scrape it or whatever, the color is consistent all the way through. So it'll never be, you take something that's black and you chip it, you have like a silver or a white underneath. That's just consistent all the way through. And I'm glad to see HTC really adopting that. It gives the device a nice feel, and because of it, there's got some really nice, vibrant colors. There's a red, there's a yellow, there's a blue, all very gorgeous looking. So HTC, they needed to really show up. Some people said it looks a little Lumia-ish, but it kind of does. But whatever, it works. It's a design that works, and they really needed to pull this off. Like I mentioned before, HTC devices sort of lost their identity. They've all looked the same, and they're all it was what everyone else was pushing out. That's why the iPhone 5 was what it was. It was such a unique and beautiful phone. I haven't seen a beautiful phone from HTC in a while, and I'm glad they didn't simply port what they had on the Android platform over the Windows Phone. They came with something new, and I'm glad for that. It's a very attractive looking device. The lesser of the two, the 8S, that comes in with a 4-inch screen, 1 gigahertz dual core processor, and 512 megabytes of RAM. Not bad. If you're familiar with Windows Phone, that's more than enough to run it. I've still got people I know with a Focus or Foci. How would you say the plural? Focuses, Foci, whatever. It still holds its own up to this day, even with 7.5. The OS is just that smooth, just that optimized. So it's not a spec whore. It doesn't need the fastest this and 4 cores to run fast. It's not Android. It works. So that device will still compete. It'll still give people the same fluid experience you can expect from the OS. What I think is is dope about the 8S, which does give it some identity and a reason to buy it, is it has a two-tone color scheme. So if there's a black, I think the one I've seen was black, and it had a blue strip on the, what would they call it, Cali blue, I believe. Blue strip on the bottom, which was dope looking. It's definitely a nice looking device. It comes in with a 5 megapixel camera. You know, what can you expect for a bargain bin device? It's a mid-range phone, so that should do pretty well in the market. I forgot to mention the 8X comes with a 8 megapixel camera with a 2.0 f-stop, which should produce some pretty good low light images. I'm happy to see them they dialed it back from the 16 megapixels on the Titan 2, which I can understand, you know. So now you see a trend. You've got Apple, you've got Samsung, you've got Nokia, and HTC all pushing out flagship devices with 8 megapixel cameras. Finally, they get it. Consumers are a little smarter now. More megapixels, they know, doesn't always equal better pictures. So I'm glad to see them really dialing in the camera. They're working on it. Good job, HTC. Good decision. I think overall, the 8S and the 8X are impressive devices. This is what they needed. They needed to get the software. They needed to get the hardware on point and allow the software to do what it does. Good job. Good job. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it in the stores. I think I'm still going to go for the Lumia, but I'm actually excited to see in person what this HTC device is all about. Especially, it comes with Beats. That's something that I've loathed about my Lumia. The sound quality isn't as rich as I want it to be, and Nokia never released a EQ. Can you please release an EQ? This is something that is going to put me in a weird place again on release date, because I'm all about my music. I listen to it in the car, in the subway. I need good sounding music, and HTC is providing that with Beats. Even before Beats, they had an EQ in there that was really good with the Titan and the Titan 2. So, you know, again, this is a reason, HTC giving you a bunch of reasons. Design, here's the Beats order. These are reasons for incentives for consumers to actually purchase this outside of the Lumia 920, which is getting a really nice buzz in the industry right now. So, good job, HTC. They showed up today. They really needed it. Hit us in the comments. Let me know what you think about this device. If you're excited as I am. I like it. I think consumers will too. And even let me know what you think about the 8S. Not a bad device at the price that I think it should be going for. So, Ramon here, lifestylesdefined.com. Check out the site. Check us on Twitter. Check us on Facebook. Like the video. Subscribe. And I'll see you later.
lifestylesdefined.com. Representing everything you could ever love. Fashion, technology, entertainment, auto, gaming, and so much more. This is more than a blog. This is your lifestyle. lifestylesdefined.com